Hi, good day everyone. So this time, let us know what are the issues and challenges in popular literature. So what is popular literature? We all know that these are literary texts written for a large masses of audiences and it is primarily intended for entertainment purposes. So there are eight issues and challenges in popular literature that greatly affects on how people understand and comprehend this kind of literature, especially we student or readers. So first, let us talk about postmodernism. So it caused a proliferation of text but urges that the text and meaning are inherently separate. So it means that there is a rapid increase of text during this time, but contrary to that, the text and its meaning is inherently separate or subjective type. So it means that the personal feelings, emotions, belief, and opinions of the author affects this literature. Next is mass media. So the modernization brought a lot of changes. So it affects different aspect of our life, and one of it is it affects the literatures. It causes people not to read more on books, but dwells on different platforms where literature is present. Just like television, there is a we can now watch their story, a movie, and another one is people who created blogs. So they have their content about a certain story where we people or student have the interest to watch that rather than reading a book. Then third is lots of books are bad. Bad works of literature negatively affects the works with lasting merit. So it means that when we readers have a bad experience reading that certain literature or literary piece, so the importance of that text will not last long. So we tend to say that there is something wrong about that literature, that it affects us on how we understand, on how we internalize the message of a certain text. Next is the rise of other academic subjects. So, studying literature may not attract the interest of the learner since a lot of academic fields exist nowadays. So, this issue is really true since we all know that there are a lot of academic fields that we are enrolled, and I think that literature was left behind by that academic fields, which causes that students will be more on focus on another academic rather than enrolling on or rather than learning literature. Next is no automatic connection to job after college. So literature may not be useful when applying a job in the sense that it does not have a direct relation to that job. So it is true because we all know that when we apply a job in a certain company, they will not ask us about literature on how we understand literature, but they will ask on our experiences and our skills. So they have they have that mindset that it does not have a connection to the job that we are trying to acquire in the future. Then inaccessibility, difficulty to understand or comprehend a text. So there are literary pieces that uses difficult terms or words in forming the literature. So it tends to us to have a difficulty understanding or comprehending that text. Next is overly academic language, invented complicated terminologies used which complicates the ideas and meanings in the text. So inaccessibility and overly academic language have similarities. So when there are difficult terms or complicated terms used in the literary pieces, so we readers will really have the difficulty to understand or comprehend those terms since those are not familiar to us. So it affects the literature, and we will be losing our interest to continue reading that, to continue learning that kind of piece. Next is death of aesthetics. So a lot of people don't appreciate the beauty or art of literature. So nowadays, there are a lot of things that learners tend to dwell on. So the art or the beauty of literature is being down, or it is left behind, because there are a lot of another activities that people or the students can do rather than reading, rather than learning literature. So those are the 8 challenges and issues in popular literature. So for me to address those issues, I found that literature must be clearer, profound, and more able to be grasped in order to resolve those issues. So I think that will be all. Thank you.